If you've never had a beard before, I don't think I can really describe how it feels to not be able to feel your own face skin. It's like imagine you wore a scarf like around your head, but all the time. Like all the time. Like you showered with the scarf on. That's what having a beard is like. Beards, they're scarves for your face. But oh man, right after you shave, that first time you feel your skin, like really feel it. Oh, it's so good. I even gave myself a haircut too. Look at that. I am fresh right now. 2016, what up? Okay, speaking of 2016 and the new year, I want to talk about something that I've never been able to talk about in a video before. I had this friend named Michael Packard who 2 years ago on New Year's chose to take his own life. He was just an outstanding human being. He was a popular DJ in our town and a musician and a singer, an instrumentalist, and just an artist, a performer, visual artist. Just he oozed talent and creativity. Absolutely. And man, I looked up to him a lot. I've talked about it before, but before I started making these YouTube videos, I was trying to become a DJ myself, and he was a huge inspiration for me. The DJ game, the reason I ended up leaving it, can be very cutthroat. I mean, the music industry in general. And I didn't like that competition, and he was always this like shining beacon of just wanting to create amazing art and collaborations. He didn't care if you'd been doing it for a week or 10 years. He just wanted to work with talented people and make awesome stuff. He absolutely always had a smile on his face, always wanted to get Mexican food and chips and salsa. Just an incredibly amazing human being. And I miss him and think about him a lot. I was actually with him that New Year's Eve night. We partied at our friend Whitney's house before we went to this big concert. And at this point, I had only been making these videos on YouTube for like half a year. And we hadn't really talked about it too much since I'd been doing it. And that night, he went out of his way to tell me how proud he was of the stuff that I was doing. And he gave me a few examples of things that he particularly liked and thought were really cool. And looking back at that memory is really bittersweet for me because I was getting a compliment from someone that I looked up to so much, especially for their creativity and talent. And it meant the world to me when he told me that. Like, I remember telling other people that Michael had told me he liked the stuff that I was making on YouTube. But at the same time, when I look back at that memory, it's really hard because I know that he was making sure that I knew how he felt before I wouldn't be able to know that anymore. And the thing that sucks, absolutely sucks the most, is that, man, if he could just see the shit that I'm doing now, he would be so much more proud. Like, I sucked back then compared to now, and I wish he could see that. After it happened, I struggled for weeks to try to figure out how to talk to you guys about it. But back then, I didn't just turn on the camera and talk to you like I can now. Back then, I wrote out word for word every single thing in a video. I would write it out, memorize all my lines, and perform them basically into the camera. And every time I would sit down to write about what I was feeling, it just never worked. I never felt that I could do my emotions justice. And so I kind of just pretended like it didn't happen on here. So I guess there's two reasons I'm telling you all of this now. First, I just never have before and felt like I needed to finally get it off my chest and get it out there. And second, this last weekend, a bunch of Packard's friends, including a whole bunch of local DJs, had this big concert at the Granada, a huge venue in our town. This big electronic show with a bunch of DJs, and all of our friends were there, and they raised donation money for suicide prevention, which is super, super cool. And the atmosphere of the party was incredible. Everyone was there just like sharing memories and telling stories and dancing and having fun and remembering. And and I got a lot of video of it. So let's check that out. Everyone, I will see you later. And Pac-Man, this is for you.
You